Okay, so what happened is I ended up with a lot of Atwater Kent parts, and I wondered what in the world could I do with those parts. The thing that really cinched it was this amplifier pod. I picked this up for $30 at a garage sale, and of course it was in bad shape. The transformers were burned out and all that kind of stuff, so I rebuilt it. And then I said, well, what else do I have? I had a variometer, Atwater Kent variometer, and Atwater Kent tuning condenser. And I said, well, why not use it to make a radio? You know, it's not a true Atwater Kent radio. It's a home-built reproduction of some crazy radio. But it uses the Atwater Kent parts. Okay, so over here we have a filament rheostat, and this is just a part of an Atwater Kent rheostat. I took it and mounted it in a little can, and that just lets me adjust the filament on the regenerative detector. Okay, we have our grid leak and our grid bypass condenser, and that goes to the grid of the tube. And then we have our tuning condenser, and the primary of the variometer resonates with the tuning condenser, and that goes through the grid leak to the grid. Okay, the feedback winding, the part that rotates, is for the regeneration, and that goes in the plate circuit. It just the plate of the tube goes through there to B+. And then we just take from the plate over to the input of the amplifier pod, and that gets the other three stages. We have 2 stages of gain and 1 stage of output for the driving the speaker. And very simple, nothing to it radio, and it just has a nice look, sort of like Atwater Kent, and that gets it to where have something to do with those parts. But okay, let's turn it on and see what it'll do. Okay, we'll turn the power on, and I've got the B+ for the whole thing set to 67 volts, and the filament is set to 5 volts, and that's what operates these tubes. Now, let's see if we can get a sedation. Okay, for an antenna, I just have a piece of wire strung from the back antenna connection off to the curtain rod. It's not an outdoor antenna or anything. And so it'll pick up a bunch of stations here.
Listeners love a deal, and boy, that's how he put it up.
It's kind of touchy. The regenerative sets are touchy. So, you know, that one is so weak that we can't pick it up with that little bitty antenna in just one stage of RF. It needs more RF. Okay, that's the end of the band. This is 610 right here. Okay, so that is just a nice little homemade breadboard. Put that in my collection there, and it uses up this pod, my $45 pod. That thing normally sells for a couple $100 on eBay, and the rest of the stuff, they're expensive too. They're over $100 for each of these parts. Okay, that's it for a neat little homemade sort of Atwater Kent breadboard. Okay.